Narcissist. Ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng narcissist? Meron ba kayong kakilalang taong ganito? Ako, para sa akin, ang narcissist, yung masyadong bilib sa sarili. Okay lang yung magkaroon ka ng kumpiyansa or bilib sa sarili, pero hindi yung sobra-sobra na akala mo ikaw na lang ang laging tama, na ikaw na lang ang magaling, na ikaw na lang ang nakakaalam ng lahat ng solusyon sa mga problema ng buhay-buhay, at yung akala mo ang mundo ay nakasentro sa'yo. At ano po ba yung tinatawag na narcissistic personality disorder? Ayon po sa Mayo Clinic, narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. Meron po kasi akong nabasang isang artikulo na sinulat ni Antonio J. Montalban II at gusto ko pong i-share sa inyo yung video ginawa ko to spread awareness. Ito po bang si Sara Duterte ay may mental disorder? Ngayon, sa mga kaganapan, lalo na po sa inasal ni VP Sara nung nakaraang budget hearing sa House of Representatives. Napakadami po mga espekulasyon, mga konklusyon, mga obserbasyon tungkol sa inugali ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Panoorin po natin itong video to at kayo na po ang bahalang humusga. Katakot-takot po ang inaabot na batikos ni Sara Duterte. Kaya siya spoiled brat, so full of herself, arrogante, bastos at kung ano-ano pa. Pero ngayon, meron pa pong isang mas matinding adjective na tinawag kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ito po ay galing kay Antonio J. Montalban II. Si Antonio Julian Montalban II is a Europe-based Filipino social anthropologist and heritage activist. Babasahin ko po ng buo yung kanyang article at kayo na po ang humusga. Sa tingin nyo, may katotohanan itong obserbasyon ni Mr. Montalban? Headline po niya, Sara Duterte, cornered for her lies. Sara Duterte, I believe, is sick of a narcissistic personality disorder as others in her family are. So kung sa tingin ni Antonio Montalban, ang mga miyembro ng pamilya ni Sara Duterte ay narcissistic, natural, hindi po maiiba si Sara Duterte. Basahin ko po ang artikulo ni Antonio Montalban II. Sara Duterte, I believe, is sick of a narcissistic personality disorder as others in her family are. That is as much as many viewers have analyzed in her grand meltdown before a live coverage of the House Appropriations Committee hearing last August 27. Jaws dropped massively. She simply collapsed in the weight of her imagined ego. What caused it? Days prior, 3 of her biggest lies in the conduct of her governance had been exposed. Narcissists have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They want people to admire them. Sarah's lies, however, were too big to be ignored. When she went to the house, she knew it would put her to shame. Her game plan fit the narcissist's playbook to a T. She will control the interpellations so that she can dodge the most threatening questions. Once in control of the process, she can throw squid tactics so as to transfer blame. Ergo, she came out unscathed from being shamed. What she failed to realize was that the game plan would put her outside the bounds of parliamentary decorum. Narcissists, however, do not care about being accused of nastiness. That is being polite. The behavior was one of bitchiness. What was important to her was the fear she ignited among legislators, that she must be treated with privilege and special treatment, or else. I warn you. The first lie was her army of bodyguards. She said she was now unprotected. She cried political harassment. But as the saying goes, the truth is often surrounded by a bodyguard of lies. At the Senate hearing on her budget, Colonel Raymond Dante La Chica of the Vice Presidential Security Protection Group was asked how many bodyguards were left after the recall of the 75 cops. His answer, 337 personnel from the armed forces of the Philippines. It was still an inordinate number. Sara Duterte was exceedingly and amply protected like a Middle Eastern shaika. Her first lie was caught. The second lie was exposed during the same Senate hearing when Senator Risa Hontiveros focused on the publication of her book, Isang Kaibigan, said to have been authored by Sara herself. Hontiveros' questioning opened a can of worms instead. The publication cost for 200,000 copies was 10 million pesos. That means each book of 16 pages each would cost 50 pesos. A children's book publisher was consulted who offered to publish it at the cost of only 10 to 20 pesos per book. That means Sara's quote was overpriced with a possible profit of at most 6 million pesos for what could be funds diversion. That wasn't all. There on the final page was the official portrait of Sara Duterte in green terno. It said, "Isa siyang kaibigan." In her confused state of mind that saw no boundaries between the self and the official, she herself intimated that the book would be distributed to school children whose parents could be voters. No doubt, this wasn't just a children's book. She was pulling our leg, and she did it without scruples. It was a campaign material and printed at the cost of our money. The red flag was waving profusely. The Philippines has a good complement of experts on children's books. Immediately, many analyzed the Sara book. The finding was shocking. The experts claimed it was plagiarized, not verbatim et literatim, but from the same plot of a book published in the United States, Owly by Andy Runton. She didn't author the book she intends will invest her with political popularity at our expense. Her second lie was caught. The exposition of her third lie came very quietly with little public fanfare. This August 8, 2024, the Commission on Audit came out with a report of the 125 million pesos that Sara asked at the beginning of her term in 2022. Confidential funds free from audit. However, free from audit, confidential funds have to be liquidated. Unfortunately, it was her liquidation that gave her away. The House Appropriations Committee sent a subpoena duces tecum to COA on August 16, 2024, and which COA or COA had complied on August 21, 2024 on the use of confidential funds by the OVP. Of 125 million pesos, she spent 35 million for purchase of supplies, including some 3.5 million pesos for chairs, tables, and computers. Then she spent 40 million pesos for provision of medical and food aid. The money was spent in only 11 days. Here is the major twist. All of these are items not allowed by the COA's joint circular with the Department of Budget and Management number 2015-01. So, where did the money go? Thinking it was a confidential fund, Sara probably thought the taxpayer would never know how she spent it. That is her third lie. Thanks to COA, it has issued a notice of disallowance that now requires her to return 73.207 million pesos to the government because clearly she went against the law. Other reasons for the disallowance included non-submission of documents evidencing success for the information and surveillance activities and the use of medical supplies to reward informers. Sara knew the notice of disallowance. She mentioned that her office had received a copy of it. She knew it would be taken up at the hearing, but she did not want it discussed. It will be her biggest shame so far. And so, the game plan was to appear at the house like a pampered Cruella de Vil, that symbol of dastardly greed and vanity. The purpose? To avoid being cornered for her lies in the use of taxpayers' money. She managed to ask a little help from her one handful of supporters in the House, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Isidro Ungab of Davao City, Claude Bautista of Davao Occidental, and Duciel Cardema of the Duterte Youth Party list. Add Ronald Cardema, the chair of the National Youth Commission, seen sitting behind Sara. The following day, Cardema was fired from the NYC, which Malacanang should have done a long time ago. Of course, the plan backfired. The House of Representatives or the Senate is not the Davao City Sangguniang Panglungsod, opposition-less and differential to every Duterte whim and caprice. Overnight, Sara became a disaster, somebody to be disliked and avoided. What do we do with her? The first thing she needs is long-term psychotherapy. The second is to ban her from public office. Narcissists mess up democratic principles, and we have seen many examples of that, even in our own backyard. The sick person needs a doctor. Public office as a public trust is not the doctor. Yan po ang kabuoang article ni Antonio J. Montalban II. Ano sa tingin ninyo? May katotohanan ba itong obserbasyon ni Mr. Montalban that Sara Duterte, as others in her family are, is sick of a narcissistic personality disorder? Hindi nga ba nasabi ni Senator Risa Hontiveros that it is not always about you? Ang tingin po yata kasi ni Sara Duterte ay lahat ng nagaganap sa politika ay tungkol sa kanya. At ang bawat kapritsyo niya ay dapat sundin lahat ng nasa gobyerno. Pues, nagkakamali po siya. Matapos po ng meltdown ni Vice President Sara Duterte, meron po siyang pahayag. Ito po ang kanyang statement.
How would I protect myself? I hire lawyers, ma'am. Yan na lang naman kasi talaga ang magawa ko. Pero kung makikita nyo, hindi na talaga sila sumusunod sa batas, sa harassment nila. So, tatanggapin kung ano yung darating. Kaya sara-sara.
So naka-ready naman daw siya at nag-hire siya ng mga abogado. At ang sabi pa niya, ang PBBM admin ay hindi na daw sumusunod sa batas sa harassment. Pero kung titignan po natin, sino po ba ang unang mga nang-harass? So kung sasabihin ni Sara Duterte na ang lahat ng ito ay political harassment, tignan po muna niya ang kanyang pamilya. Dahil ang grupo po ni former President Rodrigo Duterte simulat sa poll ay tinadtad na ng political harassment si President Bongbong Marcos na hanggang ngayon ay hindi sila tumitigil sa panghaharas kay PBBM. In the hope na bumigay si PBBM at bumaba sa pwesto para maiupo nila si Sara Duterte. Which para po sa akin at alam ko sa mas nakararaming Pilipino, hindi po mangyayari. Hindi po ba pang ilang beses na nila sinasabing people power na daw, kaya mabibigla na lang daw tayo mga PBBM supporters at magugulat na lang tayo na kinabukasan si Sara Duterte na ang presidente. At ilang buwan lang ay matatapos ng 2024, si Bongbong Marcos pa rin po ang ating presidente and PBBM will remain to be our president hanggang 2028 po. Maghintay po sila. Yan ang nangyayari sa inyo eh. Hindi kayo makapaghintay sa 2028. Kung talagang para kay Sara Duterte ang presidency, hintayin po niya ang 2028. Huwag na po kayong mag-ilusyon, kayo po mga DDS, dahil hindi po kayo magtatagumpay. Lalo na sa isang rude, arrogante, bratinela, at kung ano-ano pang tawag ng taong bayan kay Vice President Sara Duterte na nadagdagan pa na siya ay narcissistic at kailangan na daw magpatingin sa doktor. Ayan, sinabi na po lahat ni Mr. Antonio J. Montalban II. Sang-ayon po ba kayo sa obserbasyon ni Mr. Montalban? Hanggang dito na lang po muna tayo. Hanggang sa susunod na mga issues, maraming salamat po.